Hello, this is Steve David Kozik, Chief Spiritual Officer for the LoveMakers Foundation, a 501c3 charity whose purpose is to bring love to the world and to help bring love to each and every person on this planet. Right now, we'll settle for any American or any love maker, anyone. We're here to help. We're here to give unconditional love to anyone who wants our help here in the world. I have actually, and again, this is the Friday before the 4th of July, which is the United States of America's 250th birthday from the signing, well, not from the signing, from the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. I had prepared this amazing TED Talk for today, but a couple of days ago, I realized, hey, it's the 4th of July, it's 250. Our United States soccer team just won yesterday. I have to do something for America. Now, a couple of things about the Declaration of Independence. And again, the interesting thing is the Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4th, 1776, but it wasn't signed until August 2nd, 1776. Now, in my mind, using my legal mind, it's not really a contract until the contract's signed, is it? I guess you could have an oral contract, but the fact of the matter is it's very interesting that we don't celebrate Independence Day on August 2nd. But nonetheless, agreement happened on July 4th, 1776. And today's love message is love, let freedom ring. Now, you might observe behind me, I do have an American flag. Now, Stephen Decatur in 1816 at a dinner said, "Our country, right or wrong?" And it is our country. But I will say that love is greater than any country. Love is greater than anything in the world because it's the one thing that keeps the world together. Now, later on, in I think it was 1872, a senator named Carl Schultz said, "Our country, right or wrong, when right, to be kept right, and when wrong, to be put right." I'm not going to discuss what that means. I think you guys can figure it out. But again, let's celebrate 4th of July because there were some bright, altruistic, amazing people, all men, who put the Declaration of Independence together. And so I'm going to start this love message by reading the first two major paragraphs of the Declaration of Independence. Why not? Because it's really the first time when there's a spiritual aspect to a political document. And you'll see what I mean here when I read it. This letter is addressed to King George III in England and was the signature moved by what was going to be called the United States of America as a salvo shot to say, look, you haven't played ball with us in any way, shape, or form, politically, legally, justice-wise, economically, whatever. And so we're going to leave you. But the first two paragraphs of the Declaration of Independence I look at as relatively profound. This is one of my favorite times of year. I'm very interested and have read many books on the American Revolution because I think when you look at the combined genius of the founders of America and you look at their philosophical, spiritual, mathematical, political backgrounds, you see that America is a very special country, right or wrong, as the case may be. But let me read the Declaration of Independence to you. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect of the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. In paragraph 1, we're letting King George know, hey, look, you guys have messed up. We're going to separate from Great Britain. But here's really the key paragraph of the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths, not principles, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Of course, now we say all people are created equal. That they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This may be the first time in human history where people who are trying to form a government or forming a government have said that freedom is the birthright of every human soul. And that's freedom. Because political freedom is precious, but now look at the inner freedom, the freedom born from love. That freedom, the freedom born of love. And of course, when you operate daily in each and every moment of your life in unconditional love, you're going to be free. I agree with Krishnamurti. He said, yeah, you really, if true unconditional love, you will be free. But how many people do that? How many people are capable or actually have done and been in a state of unconditional love? I do my best. I have, in fact, loved my enemies. People over the years who have sued me, people who have been mad at me, I just send them love. My family, kids, I love you unconditionally. Deborah, I love you unconditionally. I love my family, all 72 cousins in Texas. I love you all. My nieces and nephews, I love you all unconditionally. But the point is, it's hard to do each and every moment of your life. But when you are able to do that, you will become connected with all that is, because no government can grant and take away this freedom that arises when your heart is living in a state of unconditional love. Love is the most revolutionary force ever unleashed in human consciousness. And today, and really the 4th of July, tomorrow, was a revolution for America. I want this to be the initial kickoff for the revolution of love. The greatest force ever unleashed into the consciousness of humankind. Because no matter what the government says, no matter what anybody says, no one can take away that consciousness. No one can take away the fact that you are loved, that we are loved. Dr. Martin Luther King said, love is the greatest force in the universe. It is the heartbeat of the moral cosmos. And the famous Russian writer Leo Tolstoy wrote, without love, there is no freedom. My proposition to the world is that we govern our people with the primary paradigm of love. But the country of the United States of America is divided as it approaches tomorrow on its 250th birthday. We're at a crossroads, not only political, but spiritual. The question for this time is, will we choose love or will we choose fear and materiality as the guiding principle? Krishnamurti reminded us that when you're free of fear, you'll know what it means to love. But to love in any time is to be a healer. To love in a polarized time is to be a peacemaker. To love in a divided world is to be free. And when you do anything in love, whether it's kindness, compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, those ripples of love affect everything that is. What does freedom mean now? What does independence mean now? We will not be totally free until love governs the political, economic, and sociological decisions that occur in this country and in the world. Because imagine this country when love is the foundation of everything that is. Every institution, every system. A nation where politics and just doing things to be political and get power is not the primary effort of humankind, but a system and systems where human beings recognize themselves and the value of human beings. I'm writing a book on game theory and love. But what game theory shows us that if you just keep giving unconditional love, that the effect on the other person is that they don't do anything or they don't change their behavior because there's no reciprocal reward. So we have to figure out what to do. But it starts with leadership, doesn't it? It starts with leadership. Because if you observe American history or world history, it's defined by the leaders of the world, isn't it? Whether good, bad, or indifferent. It's our leaders that must embrace the primacy of love. And when they do this, they will let freedom ring. They will let freedom permeate society. It'll start with the parents loving their children unconditionally. It'll start with children loving their parents back. It'll start with friends loving each other. It'll start with not just competition in business, but cooperation. We don't want to stymie or prevent people who are high achievers from achieving greatness. But like in that movie Black Hawk Down, we don't want to leave anybody behind either. We want to cherish every human being on this planet because we are all love. Love is the first freedom. Love is the last freedom. Love is the liberation for your heart and soul, but also for the heart and soul of humanity. Dear God, thank you for the recognition and realization that love is the most powerful force in the world, and it acts in us each and every moment of the day, enhancing our lives in every way. I declare that love is the most powerful force in the world, and our lives are enhanced financially, sociologically, with relationships, our jobs, our economics, ourselves, of course, most of all, our self-love without ego. That love is operating on us, and that this moment we let this love resonate to our friends and family, to our communities, to our businesses, to our jobs, to the country, to our political leaders. And pray that society recognizes the truth that love is the essence of the cosmos. I release these words as absolute truth into the universe, and God, we thank you humbly. So it is so, amen. I just want to mention when they mention God in the Declaration of Independence, and of course Thomas Jefferson was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence, who wrote it. He didn't necessarily, he believed in God, but not necessarily in the supernatural teachings of the New Testament, for example. So he even wrote his own Jefferson Bible. The founders had a belief in divinity. George Washington referenced providence, but they encompassed all people and every people with regard to the culture they were living in. Of course, it didn't include necessarily the slave population or women, which took a while to embrace for America. But the key is that the words, it's an inalienable right to be here on this planet, resonates to all human beings. So go in peace, go in love. And this 4th of July, think spiritually, think love. Think of what you can do to resonate love and emanate love and put love out into the world through yourself, through your words, thoughts, and actions. Know love is always the way. Check out our love site. First of all, have a happy 4th of July. Eat a lot of great food. Enjoy the fireworks shows, which of course light, the light of love. But contemplate and think about love this 4th of July. You should have some time to embrace love during this 4th of July weekend. Check out our website, LoveMakersFoundation.com. And most of all, check out our YouTube videos. We've been averaging well over 3,000 views a week. We want to have 100,000 views a week because love is the most important message in the world. Because from love springs all. So check out our YouTube video, become a viewer, become a subscriber. And again, know that love is always the way and love is the solution to every problem.